911, what's the location of your emergency?
Buffalo line of clinic, there's a shooting. Somebody just left us and then started shooting people.
I would send a lot of ambulances. We have some critical spine injuries.
On the middle saying that he has 4 homemade explosive devices, they all went off.
A bomb or two is going to go off. You say there's a bomb?
When a disgruntled former patient invades the Alina Health Clinic in Buffalo, Minnesota, he comes armed with something far more terrifying than a grudge. As patients and staff hide for their lives amid a hailstorm of bullets and explosions, investigators rush to the scene to soon follow a disturbing trail of evidence, marking a twisted path of anger and revenge. But before they can begin, they must rescue the victims, as an unexploded pipe bomb lingers dangerously nearby.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
Crossroads Clinic?
Yes. Tell me anything that you can about the party that's shooting.
I am.
The following footage has never been seen before.
On the Crossroads Alina Clinic?
Yes.
On the cold morning of February 9th, 2021, a public transport van stops at Motel A to pick up a frequent passenger, 67-year-old Gregory Paul Ulrich. He takes a seat, setting a simple black briefcase beside him. The driver is unaware of the horrors the briefcase contains or the sinister plan he will soon carry out. Please be advised that the following footage is highly intense. However, it does not show anyone being physically harmed or injured. It's just before 11 a.m. when Gregory exits the van and is seen entering the Alina Health Clinic, where staff members Tammy, Terry, and Tracy are hard at work. Tammy greets Gregory, who passes the front desk, setting his briefcase on the floor nearby. He approaches Tammy at the front desk just as Nurse Antonia enters the reception area. Though the surveillance footage has no audio, a mother with her baby sitting near the back of the waiting room later explains what Gregory said as he approached the counter, seconds away from committing an unthinkable act of violence.
You walked in right behind me to the front counter to Tammy Schaffler and said, "I'm afraid you're in trouble. Get on the ground."
From the pocket of his coat, Gregory pulls out a firearm and without another word of warning fires through the plexiglass partition. As Tammy and Antonia duck for cover, the others quickly flee down the hallway, while an elderly patient hides behind a nearby wall. His twisted motives for the brutal attack would soon come to light as chilling details of his past with the clinic begin to emerge. Antonia, the nurse, would later admit she'd never met Gregory, but knew of him due to his photograph being circulated among the staff nearly a year prior to this incident. 2 years ago, in 2018, Dr. Robert Mullaney at the Buffalo Hospital, just 2 miles from the Alina Clinic, claimed to have received a threatening manifesto from Gregory. In it, he discussed killing as many Alina employees as he could. A flyer was made and posted at both the hospital and the Alina Clinic, warning the staff in case he appeared at either location. His violent vendetta against the clinic will be revealed later. For now, with at least 2 injured and more at risk, the relentless attack continues. As Gregory stalks the reception area, the mother waits for her chance to escape unnoticed. With his back turned, she begins to make her move, but his sudden shift in direction forces her to the ground, out of his sight. Gregory can be seen returning to the hallway, where witnesses would later claim to hear cries of "help me" in a high-pitched voice. One witness would note the unnerving feeling that these cries were meant to lure potential victims out of hiding. A female employee seizes her chance for freedom and bolts for the front door. A male employee and the mother follow closely behind as Antonia reaches for the emergency button, attempting to place the building on lockdown. As they run towards the safety of their vehicles, 911 begins receiving calls reporting the active shooter. Little do they know, Gregory is moments away from taking his actions to an explosive new level.
We have an active shooter in our Buffalo Alina Clinic.
And where is the person?
In the clinic shooting.
And what kind of weapon do they have?
A gun. They're shooting.
A handgun?
They're shooting. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of gunshots.
Yep.
The mother, who escaped just moments ago, also contacts the police with her own harrowing account.
There's a shooting. Somebody just left us and then started shooting people.
Do you know where they are in the clinic?
No, I had my baby. I left.
Can you tell me if there's any injuries?
I don't know. I ran.
Okay, so you didn't see anybody injured?
I didn't, but I saw him shoot 4 times.
And did he shoot like pop like quickly, or was it one by one?
No, it was, he said, get down. So everyone got down. I know Tammy Schaffler was at the front desk, and she checked me, and I hope to God she didn't get shot.
Investigators would later discover a home address for Gregory, which would lead them to a mobile home which was currently being rented. However, the renter mentioned the outside shed was still used by Gregory. After obtaining a search warrant, investigators located a handmade protest sign, a crate containing items that could be used for shrapnel, as well as a powder seized by the ATF. At the crime scene, as panicked 911 call seized by the ATF. At the crime scene, as panicked 911 calls continue to flood in, another caller reaches dispatchers, but it's the last person they ever expected to hear on the other end of the line.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
Crossroads Clinic.
Yes. Tell me anything that you can about the party that's shooting.
I am.
You're shooting. Can you tell me what's going on?
I would send a lot of ambulances. We have some critical spine injuries.
Spine injuries? Sir, can you tell me, are you the one that's doing the shooting? Sir.
A bomb or two is going to go off.
A bomb or two is going to go off. Sir, are you the one that's doing this?
It just works pretty good.
Sir, are you the one that's doing this?
This is in the old office.
Though shocked by his call and confession, it's his next statement that truly leaves the dispatcher in disbelief.
Sir, can you talk to me? Are you the one?
Tell the police to back away a little bit.
Tell the police to back away?
I intend to surrender in a minute.
You intend to surrender in a minute? Nobody else is going to get hurt? Sir? Sir, you said that you're going to surrender?
Not responding to her questions, Gregory slips the phone into his pocket without ending the call. He'll soon continue speaking with the dispatcher, but not before executing the next step in his twisted plan. After retrieving a homemade bomb from his briefcase, he stops briefly to light the fuse before throwing it just outside the front doors. Seconds later, the device explodes, shattering the windows in a hail of shrapnel. Later on in the investigation, the Motel 8 hotel where Gregory had been recently staying would be evacuated and searched due to the fear there may be bombs in his hotel room. No additional explosives were located, but a search of his room uncovered 6 oxycodone pills and an empty can of Pringles, several empty boxes of ammunition, glue, hand tools, and a firearm manual matching the one used in the shooting. An interview with the motel owner revealed a conversation he had with Gregory the day prior to the incident. After offering to save him money by converting the nightly charges to a week, Gregory declined, citing ominously, "After tomorrow, my work will be done." Back at the scene, officers with the Buffalo Police Department have arrived and are keeping a safe distance from the clinic. Due to the threat Gregory poses, the officers must approach carefully or risk becoming victims themselves.
Hey, we could use a vehicle as a shield. The rolling shield with a vehicle.
Nobody.
We can use a vehicle as a rolling shield.
I'll drive the car. You guys have long arms?
Okay, jump passenger side? Yep, that's fine. Unlock the door.
Elon has been notified. They are
Unlock the door. Nope, give me a second.
I'm going to go straight up. Ready?
Yep.
The officers make their way for the front doors, seemingly hopeful the car will protect them from whatever danger awaits them. They've yet to realize just how dire the situation is for victims still trapped inside, who are seconds away from another brutal attack. Gregory retrieves a second bomb from his briefcase before heading toward his next target. As he passes the patient still hiding behind the wall to his left, he delivers a chilling message of reassurance, which can be heard as the dispatcher continues to listen.
Just stay there. You'll be fine. Okay.
Sir, talk to me.
Lady out.
You're letting a lady out. A male party is letting a lady out.
That was just another one of my last bombs.
Okay, so how many bombs did you have, sir?
Now I'm ready to surrender.
Okay.
The front vegetable.
Meal parties in the front vestibule?
As many ambulances as you
Yes, ma'am. Sir, I need a description of you so they know it's you that want to surrender.
Yes, the blue shirt that wants to surrender.
Blue shirt wants to surrender.
Give me instructions.
So I want you to lay down on your, I want you to lay on your stomach. Lay on your stomach.
Front of the vestibule.
Yep.
You want me to go outside?
I want you to lay on your stomach directly where you're at.
Oh, directly where I'm at. I'm on my stomach. I have a hard time. I'm crippled. Hold on. Okay.
Investigators would later review Gregory's medical history with the Alina Clinic and Buffalo Hospital. One chilling record, labeled homicidal risk, stated that Gregory had no plans to hurt anyone, but made a veiled threat, stating, "If I don't get results soon, I will have a target." As an arrest nears, the dispatcher urgently seeks confirmation that the approaching officers and victims are no longer at risk of further.
I don't want to be a hindsight herald, but isn't that like the second or third hint that this guy's like off the rails and shit and made threats or whatever? How come these people are allowed to have guns? If this person has it, if this person does a threat like that and they own firearms, why don't they just fucking pay him a visit?
Further attacks. What she learns next will fill them all with bone-chilling dread.
How many bombs did you have altogether? 4. You had 4 bombs? Did they all go off?
Yes.
4 bombs and they all went off?
Well, 3 went off. 1 is in the briefcase.
Gregory insists 3 bombs detonated, but so far, only 2 explosions have been witnessed. With 1 bomb lying ominously near the briefcase, a chilling question hangs in the air. Where is the 4th explosive? For now, statements provided by Dr. Andrew Bergdorf, the lead physician of the Alina Clinic, continue to shed light on Gregory's hostile past behavior. According to a statement on October 13, 2018, he contacted the police to inform them of a series of calls he received from Gregory who spoke of shooting, blowing things up, and practicing different scenarios of revenge.
Dude, is there no recorded calls or like documentation of these people like telling the police about this shit? The cops dropped. No, I don't think the cops dropped the ball. I think everybody dropped the ball. What the fuck is this shit?
He stated Gregory wanted to make it big and sensational so that it makes an impact. Dr. Bergdorf feared Gregory was a hazard to himself and others, and as a result...
Shame, this is brain dead. So this is why this is brain dead. They can arrest him for jokes. If you have a licensed firearm, okay, you should absolutely... We should never make those jokes, whatever. Anyway, right? Even if they are. And if you do, well, we'll get ready to get your shit seized. Because that's terrible.
He filed a restraining order and trespassed him from the Alina Clinic facility.
Definitely.
The shocking reasons behind his threats will later be revealed by Gregory himself. In the meantime, as the dangers of an unexploded device hang over them, officers breach the building.
Get up on your foot. Take it in my car.
Okay, where can I get in? Where can I get in?
Gun.
I'm not a fan of how they're handling this,
now in
considering
custody.
this guy had bombs.
He'll soon unleash his resentments and reveal what drove him to aim solely at the clinic staff. For now, the officers must work to evacuate the building, but moving the critically injured victims will prove more than a challenge.
I got your back, Andrew. It's just you and I. It's just you and I. Anybody back here? Survivors. Buffalo Police. Buffalo Police. Survivors. Buffalo Police. I got a voice. Buffalo Police. Okay, Buffalo Police, you guys are okay. Okay, we got the suspect. He's handcuffed. I'm going to bring you out. Come with me.
The other officers continue clearing the rooms, urgently guiding patients and staff to the exit, all the while unaware of the missing fourth explosive.
431, all units. I'm coming out with 2 survivors, non-injury. Come with me.
Evacuation continues to take priority. 59-year-old Tammy, with a gunshot wound to her stomach, is guided toward an ambulance. A wheelchair is used to bring 35-year-old medical assistant Jennifer to safety and will also be used to aid 32-year-old Antonia, who suffered a gunshot wound to the back. The fifth and final gunshot victim, 37-year-old Lindsay Overbay, remained inside while first responders attempted CPR. Though surveillance footage was unable to capture it, an audio recording of the incident reveals the life-saving efforts of first responders.
Stay with me, Lindsay. Come on, Lindsay. We're ready on the back for you guys, guys. Come on, Lindsay. Stay with me. Fight through this, Lindsay. Do you need us to carry her out? We can carry her out. We can carry her out. We have enough here. All right, let's carry her out. We got backboard here. Let's not even worry about backboard. Okay, so we got to just go, guys. Let's go. I got the head. 1, 2, 3, go.
Life flight helicopters soon arrive, each transporting Sherry and Lindsay, while the others are transported by ambulance to local area hospitals. With the building now clear, police call the Minneapolis bomb squad, who successfully recover the device and take it away to be dismantled. Shockingly, it wasn't until after the surveillance footage was reviewed that they realized an additional unexploded pipe bomb remained in the building. They returned to the clinic, recovering the final device. With the lives of many Alina staff hanging in the balance, investigators demand answers from Gregory, who finally unveils his motive for the vicious assault. Gregory's grievances with the Alina Clinic and Buffalo Hospital began on December 8, 2016, 5 years before the attack.
He had back surgery, spinal surgery, the worst painful surgery there is, with rods and 25 screws in his back. Surgery was on December, and he remains in the hospital. Remains in the hospital with pain medication up to 3 times because his pain was so bad.
Gregory claims he had back surgery and was released from the hospital with pain medication. At one point, he admits to taking as many as 64 pain pills in 2 days. On December 29th, he claims he was tortured after his medication ran out. Paramedics then advised him to go see his doctor, Dr. Bergdorf, who Gregory blamed for all of this. He says he was then locked up and tortured. The evidence, he adds, is in his briefcase. After explaining his motives for the attack, Gregory leaves investigators with the final haunting claim that he is the worst victim, and he hopes that no one died. Unfortunately, while 4 of the victims survived the attack, 37-year-old Lindsay Overbay succumbed to her injuries at the hospital. Though Dr. Bergdorf may have been a target of Gregory's vengeance-fueled assault, he was working remotely that day and escaped harm. 67-year-old Gregory Paul Ulrich was charged with 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder, 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and discharge of an explosive device with gross disregard to life and property. On June 2, 2022, a jury found him guilty of all charges. Gregory was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He remains incarcerated at the Minnesota Department of Corrections in St. Paul, Minnesota.
So this guy just has this motive of getting one person, and he gets anything but the one person? Like, what the fuck? Captain Retardo.